Good morning from Skagway House. Ignore the red nose. We have left our cabin, we have disembarked, we've had breakfast, and we're ready to disembark. So, time to leave the ship and start our long journey back to London. Find your bags. So you've got this whole port area if you're going on your cruise. We have a spare seat at the moment. No, it said boarding complete.
Oh right. And you didn't want to then.
We have arrived in Phoenix. So we are looking for London Heathrow. Can you see London Heathrow anywhere? Dallas. Oh, London Heathrow, B23. These. Oh.
In order to go out with everybody on board the aircraft, we're going to have to wait until approximately 7:15 to depart the airport. If we went right on time, we would have to take off about 50 passengers that wouldn't be able to travel. So in order to accommodate everybody on this flight, we are delayed until approximately 7:15. If you leave the boarding area, please come back, folks. Within about 15-20 minutes, in case we get another update on this. It's the temperature that is the reason why it needs to cool off just a little bit in order for the plane to take off with everyone on board. We do apologize for the inconvenience, but do appreciate your patience. Thank you.
Time is hopefully bored. 2 hours late. Hi, look how boring. 14. London. So you get up. Blanket. Headphones. And amenity kit actually sits inside. Hello, this is Editing Emily. When I was editing this video, I realised that there was a lot of background noise when I was doing sort of the outro and the talk and discussion when I got back from Alaska. So I thought I would just sit here and talk you through it. I'm going to talk you through pretty much what we did throughout the day, because I know I didn't talk to you very much during travel day, and that's because it was intense. I think looking back at it now, I can appreciate it, and at the time we just sort of got on with it, but it was quite stressful. So we left our cabin and headed down to breakfast in Skagway, the main dining room, as per usual. We said goodbye to our cabin steward. As we left our cabin, he was there and he is absolutely lovely. So we said goodbye to him. We then, headed down to breakfast, had breakfast. So yes, we had breakfast. We then just sort of sat and waited for our disembarkation time to be called. So we sat in the piazza, we then disembarked, we went through, all really smooth. The disembarkation with Princess in Seattle was fantastic. It was very smooth, very easy. So we left the ship, we scanned out with our medallions. Yeah, so we disembarked, super easy, went down, picked up our luggage, really simple and straightforward. We then went through sort of like an immigration, and that was fine. We were cleared through to go. And then we got into sort of the entryway of the terminal, and we were thinking of getting an Uber or a taxi to the airport, but there were transfers available, which was incredibly useful. So I think we paid $25 each, and which was cheaper than a taxi. So it was $50 for both of us to get on a transfer to the airport. And there were just coaches and coaches lined up to take people to Seattle International Airport. So it was really simple. We paid our $50. We got given a green sticker to put on our bags or on us to show that we had paid. And then we just went and joined the queue. The queues were really big, but they did go really quickly, just because there was just coach after coach after coach lined up. So that was really good. We got to the airport, and where they drop us off at the airport is sort of just below where you would get the train to go into downtown Seattle from the airport. So it was in the same place, so that was really useful. So same sort of thing, got off the coach, picked up our bags, and then walked through the area to find American Airlines, which was the airline we were flying with. What is interesting is we didn't see this coming out because we got the train, was that if you were arriving, I'm guessing the same day, or you were using Princess transfers, was that, and they had where the bus drop off is, as you just go inside, there are areas for Princess, areas for Norwegian Cruise Line, and areas for Holland America. And so if you were getting a flight in that day maybe, then, which I wouldn't recommend, I do not recommend getting a flight that day, especially if you are flying from the UK to the US. Do not do it. Fly in at least the day before, if not 2 days before, for Princess, and then you would get the coach to the cruise terminal, which I thought was really good. So we walked through there, we went up and found American Airlines. We went through security, we went and found our gate, double checked our gate information, and just went and sat at our gate. We did buy some crisps and food to sort of see us through, but we'd had breakfast on board, so we just sort of sat at our gate. The flight to Phoenix was really smooth. We had fantastic views, and I don't think I caught it on camera, but we flew over the cruise ships, so we could see Discovery Princess and the Westerdam, I think it was. So we flew over the cruise ships, which I thought was great. So the flight was really good. We had a packet of biscuits and a drink on board, but it was a short flight. I think it was something like two and a half hours, something like that. So we had a comfortable, good flight in from Seattle to Phoenix. One thing we learned is that because Phoenix is so hot, and we're going to get on to talk about how hot Phoenix was that day, was that the turbulence when landing can be quite a bumpy landing. The captain warned us it was a bumpy landing, or we might have a bumpy landing. We didn't. We had a really good landing. Quick to get off the plane in Phoenix, and then we just checked aboard and found our American Airlines flight to London. And as Charlotte had said, the British Airways agent, the day before on the telephone, it's about a 25-minute transfer between them. They were in the same terminal really easy to go from one plane to the other. So we got to our gate for an American Airlines flight, found a seat. It was a busy flight already. So we sat down, we were just sort of waiting for a flight, thinking, oh, we're going to be called for boarding soon. And it got to about an hour before the flight was due to leave, and just as we were due to start boarding, there was an announcement to say that because Phoenix was so hot, and I hadn't really thought about it, I didn't think about it at all. It was 43, 44 degrees centigrade. So about when we were due to board, we were told that it was too hot outside for us to take off with a full flight, and the options were we either waited until the temperature went down, which would hopefully be about an hour, or they would take off about 50 people and their luggage from the flight. And American decided that rather than offload people and then find them other flights, we would just sit and wait it out. We were told to sort of stay close because as soon as the temperature went down, we would be boarding. So our flight was originally due to take off to depart from Phoenix to London at 5:51 p.m. and we were delayed until 7:15 p.m. But they said the delay was based on if the heat went down before, we would get off, like we would just go, we would get you on, we would go, and rather than us all just sitting on the plane, which I appreciate because it means you can get up, you can go and buy things, you can do what you like. So we sat, we waited around some more. Eventually the temperature went down enough. We were able to board the plane. Straightforward, nice and easy. The cabin crew were lovely. So we got on, we found our seats. We spoke to a flight attendant and we said, you know, is the seat going to be filled, or, you know, could mum move there if there isn't anybody there? And they said, yeah, if there's nobody there, then mum can move. And then the last person to board the plane was the person sat next to me. So what I did was, before she even, like, literally, she stopped at the seat, and before she had a chance to do anything, I was like, hi, really sorry to ask, but would you mind swapping seats with my mum, because she's only one aisle back and it's an outside seat as well, so it makes really no difference, but it just makes us a bit more comfortable for the flight. And she said, yeah, absolutely, and changed seats. So my mum came and sat by me, so we all managed to get a seat that we were happy with. But the flight was good. It was a good flight. I'd fly American again. The seats were comfy, there was plenty of room, food was really nice. It was incredibly filling, so I didn't eat much of it, and I had the butternut squash risotto, which the flight attendant recommended, and it was amazing. It was a fantastic meal, but I just couldn't eat very much of it, and I think, you know, it's the time difference as well. I just wanted to go to sleep. So we had drinks, we had snacks, we had pretzels, we had drinks, we had dinner, and then they put the cabin lights down, and I think I got about 6 hours sleep in total. And I woke up about 2 hours before we were due to land in Heathrow, and they were doing the breakfast service then, and the breakfast service looked really good, but it was just, I wasn't in the mood for eating. I was just like, I just want to go back to sleep. So it looked as if there was a fresh fruit bowl and an omelette. It looked really nice. But then I just fell back to sleep, and I woke up just before landing. Landed at Heathrow. So we went straight through security, and I don't know how baggage works, but our bags were the first 3 bags off the flight. So we were able to just pick up our bags. Because we had arrived into Terminal 3 and our coach was leaving from Terminal 5, we had also missed our coach because our coach was booked for 9:30 in the morning, and it was 3 o'clock at this point. So I phoned National Express whilst we walked from Terminal 3 to the central bus station, because I was hoping that we could get the coach from the bus station. And I spoke to a lady at National Express, and she said that she could transfer us on to the other, the next coach. So she said she could change us onto the next coach going to Bristol, which was about in an hour's time. So we said, yeah, that's fine. I think it cost £26 extra to transfer it. And she did say that she would transfer it, but they didn't have to. And I appreciate they didn't have to do it. You know, they could have made me buy brand new tickets. So, but what she did say was that she couldn't change the pickup location. So the pickup location still had to be Terminal 5. She did say that we could take a chance and ask the coach driver at Terminal 3 if he was willing to take us. But it was at his discretion, and we just didn't want to chance it. So we just decided we'd take the free shuttle train from Terminal 3 to Terminal 5. Did that, that was fine. And then we got to Terminal 5 and had time for a Costa. So had a Costa, then ready for our coach. Went and picked up the coach. The drive home was fine. So we got home, I think, just before 6. Travel day wasn't as bad as I had anticipated it to be. It was just incredibly long. So yeah, but all in all, it was a good travel day. And all in all, the most amazing, amazing Alaska cruise. We both had the most amazing time. But yeah, just a really amazing trip. And so many memories, which is what travel is all about, is making memories. So thank you very much for watching our Alaska series. We had a great time. I hope you did too. And then yes, next up is recently returned from a 4-night cruise on the Disney Dream, going down from Southampton to Bilbao in Spain. So that will be coming very soon. So thank you very much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment. Let me know if you want to go to Alaska, or if you've been to Alaska, what your favourite ports were, what your favourite excursions were. Yeah, let's talk about Alaska, because I will forever talk about Alaska. I tell everybody about Alaska because it's incredible. So yes. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the series. I've really loved filming it and editing it, and I just think these are such great ways to keep memories and remember things. That so there's so much to do, and so actually it's really nice to sit and watch these and be like, oh my god, yeah, that, and you know, it brings all the memories. So thank you very much for watching, and I will see you all soon.